Hello, hello, hello. So I want to do a Skyrim load order. I'm still playing around with this load order, so it's still in testing, and this is Chrome's load order. Remember, I had a problem with my tree mod, so I replaced that, but I haven't done much else because everything else seemed to be pretty good. But I do want to go in, hang on to the end of this. This isn't just going to be a load order. I want to show you some little things with lighting that we can do that might help out with this load order, so that if you use this weather mod or you use display enhancements, maybe it will help you. I had to do some research myself, and some of that seemed to help me in my lighting. Now, I did report in another video that Mighty Dungeons seemed to give me some problems in one game, but I haven't tested that out enough, so just be aware that it is in this load order, and it could be that the sewers have a problem in Whiterun, but it may not be. It could be that I just have a conflict, so I don't want to, you know, overemphasize that, but there was an issue there, okay? So I am using a lot of Skyland stuff, as you can see here, and some other things that I like and have been using for a while. But also some of this was some suggestions that I took from somewhere else. And right now, I don't even remember where I took it from. But here we have the little lush trees that's not been updated. And some of these other mods may not have been updated. Chrome's game has been around a little while, and I've not been able to fully get it all tested and finished. But I wanted to do this because I had done the other Skyrim load order. I wanted to do this. This is on my Xbox Series X. However, I don't think this is an extremely punishing load order. I think this is a pretty good load order. It has some fun little things that I like, but it doesn't have anything really difficult or crazy in it. So I don't think anybody would have a big problem with this. A lot of these things we have used and tested out before, so I don't think there would be any real issue. However, we do have to test for conflicts. That's just the way it is. So, but I wanted you to be aware that I had, had added some things in here. You can see some different things that I'm using. I'm trying to make the game look good, but still work well, especially with Skyland. I really like Skyland, so I'm still using that as a basis, and then adding these other mods on top. And some different things here, so that you may or may not be familiar with for me. Now, that's the load order. Now, what I want you to see, now this is just the basic lighting, okay, in this game. I've undone everything so that there's no real lighting effects, okay? And I'm going to show you, with Omen Weathers, you get a bunch of powers. You can do your clear skies, which I did, to clear the sky here so we could do what we're going to do. And then you have these kind of presets you can use, but you also have, and you have the rustic ones, and you have the obsidian weathers. So you can play with your game a number of different ways. Now, one thing and I was trying to look at what the modders were saying. The modder was saying to turn on the Seasons FX and do 100% weaker sunlight. Now, you'll notice that kind of took some of the brightness out, and actually I'm finding that even with the original obsidian weathers, that this is a good thing, because sometimes my game is overly bright, which is great for my videos, but it's not always good when I'm sitting and playing. Sometimes it's too much. So then, and this is just going to be very quick, I'm only going to take a few minutes to do this. We're going to look at display enhancements. There are some tweaks or settings that you can use through display enhancements. There's example presets you can use, and there's cinematic options. Those are usually the things I stay with. You can change your field of view if you want. I don't recommend the random stuff, though it can be fun and funny. Sometimes you get some crazy stuff. But you can save your settings when you get to something you like, and then you can load those settings if you play around and don't like what you're doing. But here I want to show you some basic things that this modder has said, and I think I saw this also said by Lexifer. So there's a there's some settings that look pretty good. So I'm going to show you those. If we use the preset 3, and that kind of, you can see it makes a change. I can't always describe the exact change being made, but you can see it makes a change. And then 9 gives you a little more of a blue for a cooler world look. And then 10 gives you back a little bit of lighting color that I think you need. So let's see. So then we go back. Now, there are different things you can do from this viewpoint. Now, from this point though, just with 3, 9, 10, I think the game looks pretty good. It adds a little subtle flair to it that I like, and it looks nice. However, if you want to, there's more you can do. They recommend, I'm going to show you what they recommend, and it may not show up great on the video, so kind of make a note of this and maybe try it on your game and see what you think. For me, this is not exactly what I found that I prefer, but this is an option. What you can do, what they recommend is you go into cinematic options now, and you do saturation twice. This is to give you more color. 1, 2. Okay, that gives you a little more color. That makes the color pop a little bit. I think it looks pretty good. Contrast, do 2 of these. Okay, now along with this saturation and stuff, you're going to get a little more brightness. So they say then do one of these negative brightness, sort of tone it down just a tad. Okay. Now, to me, that might be a little too much on the darkness. However, if you'll look, this is a good look for the world. I mean, if you pay attention to this and kind of look around, things are colorful. Now, we are in midday sun with the sun overhead, and it seems perhaps maybe a sketch too dark. Depends on what you like, but this was a good setting, and I think it looks good. I think it does. I think it looks very good. Now, for me, I might have to change this up a little bit, and I'll show you the difference, what I do. It's not drastically different. It's just a little different for my purposes. So let's go in here. I want to remove all those effects. I just want to start fresh again. You'll see this change over in the upper right-hand corner. It should tell us when it's done. Or does it do it in the left-hand corner now? I forget because I'm using the devil's UI. So sometimes things move around and change. I can't even see it. Okay. Do I have his? Oh, I have his display off. Let's turn his display on so I can show you this properly. I do apologize. I see. Okay. So let's do this again. We're going to remove all effects so you can see it. See, now in the upper right-hand corner you can see. And just wait. I know it takes a minute and it's a little annoying, but just wait until it's done. Give it a chance to finish. Okay. So now everything's removed that I just did. Now I'm going to go back and I'm going to do those same example presets. I'm going to do 3, which I'm not sure what that change is, but it looks kind of odd, but it's not bad. Then 9 and then 10 again. I'm going to do those now. Here is that base that I was talking about that I think even just this base looks good. Now I think perhaps, and maybe it's just me and my old eyes or something, I think it actually needs just a little bit of brightness. But I like this setting. This setting looks pretty good. And I did like the other setting, but I think it needs perhaps just a little brightness for my videos or my eyes, but you don't want to overdo it. So let's go 1, 2, and 3. Okay. Now let's see how the snow looks, because if you overdo it, the snow will be way too bright. Okay, so the snow is not blinding white, but it is brighter, and my game is brighter, which is kind of suits my eyes, okay? Now you have to adjust this to fit you. You may not want it this bright, and you may want more saturation. Their saturation was not bad. It does make the colors pop more. And I used to add saturation to my game. I kind of quit doing it because I was trying to figure out, or I was trying to find a way to get, you know, a good balance between color and brightness. So now I have this brightness I want. Now I wonder if I can add some saturation. I may have to tone down the brightness, right? We'll see. Let's see what we can do. I haven't done this yet, so this is experimentation. I'm going to hit their 2 saturations, and I'm going to hit their 2 contrasts. And notice it takes a few seconds for everything to pop up right, okay? Now remember, my game is brighter than what I showed you earlier. Now with this saturation, yeah, I think toning the brightness down a little bit now makes good sense, don't you? You may not be able to tell it from my video, but if you play around with this, you might be able to see. To me, that snow is just on the verge of being too bright. It's right there. So let's knock that brightness down like they did. Now, my example is a little different because I started brighter.
Come and see what goods I offer.
But I think this looks really good, and it makes things more colorful. Now you can go for a darker world if you prefer, okay? But I think the sky looks better. I think everything looks a little better with these presets in this setting. There are more settings we could try, but I just wanted to show you this because I felt like this was a good collection of settings. Something, if you're struggling with display enhancements and getting your lighting and coloring the way you want, I thought this might be helpful to you. I think it's good and it helps me, and if I find other combinations that are good, I will let you know. I've seen some that are crazy, and it just depends on what your preference is, because some people really prefer a much different looking game than I do. You know, I want some color and some brightness during the day. Now let's go to the nighttime though. Let's go to the nighttime. I'm sorry, I forgot to do that. Let's do that. Let's go to, like, what do you think, 10 o'clock? Yeah, that'll be 10 or 11 o'clock. Let's go to nighttime and see what we think. My game is not going to be super dark, okay? Now it's dark and it's nice. And see, I've got my crazy moon that I like. So it's nice, it's dark, but it's not too dark. Now in the video, it may look a little too dark, but if you try this in your game, I think you will see that it's not too dark. You can enjoy and play this game, and it's bright enough that you can see what you're doing. It makes the lamppost, it makes them stand out a little bit more. The world looks a little darker, but not super dark. I haven't looked in the caves yet to see what that looks like, but I think that's pretty cool. We could probably go to a cave. Let's go to a mine or something and see what we think. Since we're here, let's just go for it. I already got you on this thing. Let's go. I don't want to go to Shimmer Mist. Blah. Let's just go to the mine. Where's my mine? My mind. I've lost my mind. There we go. Let's go to Ember Shard. I'll just have him sneak. I'll put on the God Ring. That'll basically make me invisible. And we'll just look around and see what we think of the lighting inside, okay? Now, I'm assuming that this has some effect on your inside lighting too, because display enhancements, my understanding is that affects everything. Now, the weather mod may only affect the external lighting. I'm not sure about that. We would have to look and see. I think it can affect all, but I might be wrong. Is he wearing the God Ring? Just put the God Ring on, dude. And oh, there we go. Nobody will even know you're here. Here we go. She'll ignore us now. So let's go in. But you'll notice it's dark. Excuse me. It's dark. I'm a little dry. I may have to have some coffee. But it's dark out here, but not so dark that you can't play. It might be a little harder to see in the video. I know that's one reason I like my game a little brighter too for the videos. But I like to have that difference in day and night. So let's see. Oh, let's go first person. My goodness. So see, part of this is a lot darker. But you'll notice I have the super strong torch light. I have the strong torches, so my torches are probably brighter than yours. But overall, I would say it works good in the interior. I can't speak, but you know what I mean. I think this looks good. And they're standing in the light, and there's light in that cave. Right? So I think this looks okay. Let's go lower the drawbridge, and we'll check back some of that other stuff. I think my torch mod causes the torches to kind of click brighter when I get closer to them. I don't worry about it too much, but it's one of those things that that's just what it is, you know. Let's see if we can head out this way. Oh, dude, I don't want to have to kill you. Leave me alone. Alright, so you can see it's darker in here. And you could change that if you find this to be too dark for you, if you do not like this much darkness. You could definitely change it. I find it to be acceptable. A little dark in places, like here, this is a little, but that's what I have a torch for, right? I could pull my torch out and see, I would be in perfect light. It'd be fine. So, it's all a matter of what you want to do. But I want to show you this without the torch light, just showing you how it would look normally. Of course, she can't see me. I'm invisible. But anyway, you get the idea, okay? Alright, so that's really all I wanted to show you. I wanted to show you that load order, and then I wanted to take a few minutes and just show you the display enhancements and the which weather mod is this? Hold on just a second, we'll check. Alright, so we're using Omen Weathers and display enhancements and some of these other mods that I showed you to get this effect. Now, I have another game on the Xbox One X that I was playing, and I did similar settings, but what I did there is I'm not using Omen Weathers, I'm using... What's the other one that it had here? I'm using the, oh, I forgot the name of it. Oh, so bad. Obsidian. I'm just using Obsidian Weathers, and I did something similar in that game, and I think it looks great. It's just something you have to play around with and tweak a little bit and get it to suit you and, you know, your style of play and how you want the world to look, okay? All right. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I will catch you later. So I want to acknowledge these people who directly support the channel. I really do appreciate that. And I really do appreciate everyone for watching the videos and interacting. This has been an OwwThatSmarts production.
Game over.